Good morning, my XRP army, my tribe, everybody out there in YouTube land. Hope you're having a great Tuesday morning. Stone Cold says everything can be manipulated. And he talks about the labor rate in the United Kingdom and how two guys got sent to prison for this manipulation. And the only difference between England, the United Kingdom, and the United States is that nobody in the United States would have gone to jail. Seems that way, isn't it? Think of all these banks that do these, have under policy, they do these bad loans and loans that do not meet the guidance and this, that, and the other. And all they pay is a fine that is a fraction of the money that they made for operating outside of the guidance. They don't really get in trouble. The people that sign off on these things never go to prison. But that's not what I got for you today. What do I have for you today? What I have is, hey, XRP, how about $100,000 today, please? You didn't do it yesterday. How about today? And yes, I understand clearly that is the largest hopium-filled balloon on the face of the earth. For XRP to do something like that, the money must come from somewhere else, right? Yeah. Someone's got to sell something else, or someone has to have cash reserves. A whole lot of someones have to have cash reserves or sell something to put the money into XRP for a purchasing and scarcity situation to cause it to gap up. Now, adoption is another thing entirely. It adds value to XRP, such as Dubai tokenizing their real estate market, which they've already done. That adds value to XRP token and to the system that it operates under. And we're seeing more and more adoption. Now if you're a chart person, XRP is technically through its consolidation phase, and we should see upward movement. That is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, but look into the technicals. We should see movement upwards. If we don't, I'm buying more. If we do, I am holding. I'm holding tight because I am filled with copious quantities of hopium and a sincere understanding of how the financial system works. And it must change. And Ripple XRP, Stellar Lumens, XLM are going to be a huge part of that. They will, in my opinion only, will take over the current financial situation around the world. And when they do, they will become, and their type of tokens, there's, I don't know how many, half a dozen, 8, maybe a dozen tokens that are actually ISO 20022 compliant. There will be more. Some of the existing large tokens are not able to become compliant due to the inability to trace it back to its origins. But that aside, there will be new ISO tokens that will come out, and they will be used for international and national trade. Big news. It's just coming, folks. If you don't see it, then you don't understand how the system works. And the inevitable collapse of the fiat currency system called the United States dollar. Actually, it's not the United States dollar. It's the Federal Reserve dollar. Private banking industry must collapse under the weight of the debt. We could see a big push if the U.S. were to release those $3.5 trillion that they send out there in quantitative easing and then entice the banks through interest rates to lock up that $3.5 trillion. That money gave confidence to the system and helped bolster it up, but they didn't want it flooding into the market and causing inflation. So they enticed the banks to lock that money away, and which they have done. if that were to be used to buy tokens, Bitcoin, XRP, etc., it would not have an inflationary effect upon the economy the way it would if it was poured out through the banking system into the hands of the population. They went out and bought TVs with it. So we could see a huge boost to certain cryptos if that were released. On one hand, I don't want to see the turmoil. I'd like things to be steady for people. But the more debt we incur, the worse it's going to be for everyone when the collapse does get through the slowly phase and happen and move into the suddenly phase. And everybody is scrambling to get out, and they can't. That kind of inflation is horrible, horrible, horrible to live through. But it must come. It's just math. You can't get away from the mathematical equation. And it only continues on because people put faith into it. I hope you put your faith in something a lot more solid than central banks and pieces of paper. I hope you build your house upon the rock. That's what I have for you today. God bless you all. And is that rude for me to point my finger? I don't know. It is probably. God bless you all. Take care and have a great day. I'm out.